So you're moving here to the Dayton area and you're considering moving to Riverside. And you're wondering where are the best places to move to when considering to go to this community. Well, in this video, my team and I came up with the top places that you want to consider moving to when moving to the Dayton area. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group right here in Dayton, Ohio. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about our area. Now, as a military veteran of 14 years and now a military spouse, I moved so many places. And every time I moved somewhere, there was always such a lack of information of where to move to and what to anticipate. That's why we created this channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell so that you're notified every single time we got a new video coming out. Now, honestly, we get tons of phone calls, emails, and texts from people that want to know what it's like to work, sleep, eat, play, all in the Dayton area each and every day. And you know, we absolutely love it. So if you are going to this area, you got some questions, you need some help, again, give us a call, text, email, heck, shoot us a little paper airplane. Whatever you need to do, we got your back when moving here to the Dayton area. So let's talk about Riverside. Riverside gets a pretty bad rap when you talk to anybody that's lived here in the Dayton area at any point before. And it's really not that bad. I just watched another video that came out last year about how terrible Dayton is. And I gotta tell you, it's really not that bad. I'm not from here. The military brought my wife and I out this way. And as a military spouse, I was like, well, you know, gotta deal with what we gotta deal with. And then when we moved here, it's like, this place is actually really awesome. Like, I love all the different communities and just the highway systems around here. And it's really, really nice. Now, they've always mentioned on how not good the western side and even the eastern side of downtown Dayton is absolutely, well, trash. I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna have to disagree with that other person. I mean, there are people, and they seem pretty nice, or they leave you alone, whatever way that you want. You can always have that stare and people just leave you alone. You know what I'm talking about, that resting something face. As you get further to the east, we run into Riverside, and the reason that people are asking about that is because it's right next to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Now, if you don't know much about Dayton, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is the biggest employer of this entire area, by far. It's because they got all the research and all sorts of different things going through here. And of course, you got the Air Force museum that's there too, that's free to the public, which is great to go check out. But Riverside's really nice because it's right there, and you can get quick access to the place that you go work. So why do people decide to move to Riverside? Well, first of all, it's just a great location. It's proximity to downtown Dayton, where they've got new shops. It's being revitalized. It's really nice. It's just a really good place. It's just pretty much right down the street there. You also have Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, as I mentioned before, right real close to both gates. Now, if you haven't been on Wright-Pat before, they've got two different sides that you go to because it's a big base to figure out which gate to go into, and there's construction. Anyway, deep breaths. At least you're right there. All right, and of course you get easy access to the highway system. One thing that I mention in every single video that I make about Dayton is just how great the highway system is here in our area. No matter where you end up living, if you're all the way north in like Tip City or you're all the way down in Springboro, you're typically 5 to 30 minutes away from anywhere you want to go. And those are the great restaurants. Definitely check out our restaurant video, the best restaurants in Dayton area. Definitely check that out. If you want to go to any of those, you're pretty close to it. Going out to doing all the camping. Again, we made another video on that. All the great outdoor activities that you can do. You're very, very close to all of that. It's because of these fantastic highway systems. Not only that, is Riverside has great affordability for housing. And it could be because of the desirability from way back. I don't really know, but it is really nice to have a really affordable mortgage and or rent, depending on which way you're going, and being in a pretty simple and quick proximity to Beaver Creek, where the taxes are a lot higher, where the home prices are a lot higher, but you still have access to all of that without having to pay any of it. How cool is that, right? Not only that, but Riverside has a great community with friendly people. There are some places, no doubt, that are a little bit run down, but people are still super, super friendly, even in those areas. There's lots of retired military veterans that live in this community as well, that typically just take care of everything and just really, really good neighbors. So that's the reasons people are moving out there to Riverside. Now, I did mention housing, and this is a real estate channel, so let's talk about housing. Your median home price in Riverside is only $126,700 for a single family home. That's pretty amazing, right? That's a low all the way down to like $40,000, which isn't that great of a home. I can't even guarantee it would have a heating and cooling unit in it. And a high all the way up to $288,000. If you're looking to rent here, your average rent's about $854 per month or so. If you want to compare this to the national average for purchasing your single family home, national average in 2021 is $217,500. So way below your average price to live in here. Okay, so you're wondering, okay, where to live. Now, Riverside isn't really that big. Where it is, it's kind of separated between the river, just north and south of it. And the southern part is the ones that are really close to base, and it's going to be right there on the western side of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And then you've got the community that kind of goes up and then goes out a little bit to the east. And when we look at the different communities that people want to move to, it really just depends. So if you're looking to get in really close proximity to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, what I would say is your best neighborhood to go to is going to be Wright View. Now, definitely go on to nextdoor.com and you can see all the different communities and they're set out, and you can go and do further research than we did to see which community that you want to be part of. But this one's probably the best one and the best proximity to base. It's located just west of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and again, if you're looking at that nextdoor.com, and it's really just next to the Airway Stretch, which is actually another community that's right there. The population of this neighborhood is about 4,300, and its average age in there is about 46. Now, your home ownership in this neighborhood is about 61%. Now, as we look at this, the higher in percentage on homeowners in the area is usually indicative of how desirable that community is for people to stay in for families. So this specific one, because of the high military, probably got a whole lot of renters, and it's probably because of the transient nature of their job. Okay, so moving on, our number 2 on the list is Wynwood. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Always get a lot of flack from our locals saying that I'm saying things wrong. But again, I'm not from here, so I do apologize, but hopefully the data is good for you guys, or at least the perspective. All right, so this one's really close to Forest Ridge, which we're going to talk about here, which is, again, up in that kind of northeastern part of where Riverside is at. Now, it's just north of Route 4, which is that main part right there that goes right through the middle. And it's right off of where Huffman Metro Park is too. One thing too, if you've seen my other videos, there's great metro parks all throughout the Dayton area. So if you're an outdoorsy person, you're gonna love this area. Okay, so Wynwood is a population of 1,200 people. Its average age up there is about 51, and home ownership is 79. So this is a nice and more sought out community, which is why it's on this video, for people to go to. It's actually pretty nice as you drive through the communities. Okay, number 1 on this list is going to be Forest Ridge. See, I told you I'd come back to it. It's by far, in my opinion, the nicest area in the entire part of Riverside. It's got just a really nice residential feel, and just it's going to be located just the farthest northeast of the Riverside area. Its population's about 4,200. Its average age is about 53, and its home ownership is about 85%. So yeah, I told you, the more that you get to 100% or close to that is where the more desirable, or at least newer communities are going to be located. My suggestion, if you are considering going to Riverside, if you are coming to this area first before deciding what you're going to purchase, is just to drive around. And just don't drive down that main drag, because you're just going to see a whole bunch of fast food restaurants, some apartment complexes. Get out and drive around each one of those areas and see which one feels right. When we try to help people move to certain areas, we try to convey this the best way that we can, but it's going to be a certain feeling that you, your family, your loved ones have that will be living with you, whether or not you want to stay here. Which is why when my wife and I decided to drive through and saw Forest Ridge, like that was probably the nicest one, hands down, if we were going to move to the Riverside area. So that's all I have for you for where to move to in Riverside, Ohio. If you have any questions or comments about anything about this area, please leave it in the comments below. Please, I ask you guys to be as nice as you can. If you can church it up, I'd love that, especially if you are from this local area and you want to mention something about Riverside to help the people moving to this area. Absolutely love hearing from you guys. So again, leave them here in the comments below, and I'll be sure to respond. And if you are moving to Riverside or anywhere in the Dayton area and need some help, reach out to me, reach out to my team here. It's not just me, there's plenty of other agents that are here locally, could be another military spouse. We've got plenty of people here to be able to help. So again, give us a call, text, or email. We'll be able to help out any way that we can. But again, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.